GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
GUVI, a vernacular edutech brand, skilling everyone everywhere.
Hello and welcome to Galata Plus. In this video review episode, we're going to be talking about Sajid Ali's Wo Bhi Din The. This is playing on Z5. It is a sweet look at school days filled with lovely, delicate moments. Now, Sajid Ali has said that if streaming platforms hadn't popped up, Wo Bhi Din The, which he directed before Laila Majnu, would have never seen the light of day. On the one hand, it's a sad reminder of the reality of what works in theatres today, or at least what the powers that be decide will work in theatres today. On the other hand, home viewing is perfect for this sweet, slight, nostalgic coming-of-age story. Wo Bhi Din The does not feel like something you'd be watching with a crowd munching expensive popcorn. It feels like sitting on a friend's couch going through their photo albums. There's nothing new exactly in this film that opens with a thank you card to Jamshedpur, where Sajid and his brother Imtiaz Ali grew up, but the problems faced by the characters, that is students in 12th standard, these problems are eternal, and a solid cast makes the film a solid watch. Now, this subgenre of film thrives on memories, and Wo Bhi Din The is no different. We see the potential of a crush being assessed through the flames game. We see movie tickets being bought in a caged corridor, and we see the thrill of having obtained those tickets. This thrill is something the online booking generation will never know. We get a porn watching scene. We get a scene where a boy is peer pressured into smoking because yahi hai tera mard banne ka chance. We get the locals who interact with the school kids and become a bad influence, and we see girls entering the school for the first time. An early scene has the protagonist pull off a daring and dangerous prank by climbing up to the school's terrace, but the minute he faces a girl, he is dumbstruck. Rohit Saraf plays our protagonist. His name is Rahul. He loves classic and progressive rock, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, so on and so forth. But at heart, he is very much a regressive, small-town Indian boy. And I mean regressive not intentionally, but because of the way he's been brought up. His dilemmas kind of sort of reminiscent of the one in Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar. On the one hand, there is the sweet, desi neighbor, Shalini, played by Charu Bedi. She wears salwar kameezes and lives in the apartment complex opposite his, as opposed to Malaika, aka Milky, played by a superb Sanjana Sanghi, who lives in a mansion and wears Western clothes. Shalini is shy. The foreign returned Milky is uninhibited. Looking at Milky at first, Rahul mentally slut shames her, but when he gets to know her, his world opens. He realizes that she is a nice girl after all. Is Rahul a two-timer? No. He's just confused. One part of him craves the familiarity that Shalini represents, while another part wants to explore the different world that Milky lives in. This love triangle is written with lovely, delicate moments. Take the scene where Rahul's adolescent angst has alienated him from everyone in class, and Shalini hands him a cassette to listen to. Thank you, yaar. Rahul says you really feel his gratitude that someone seems to be on his side when nothing seems to be going right. Or take Rahul's best friend Joy Ganguly. This character is played by Adarsh Gaurav, who just aces the role of the perennial sidekick. He's even called Stepney. Now, Rahul doesn't have the guts to speak to Milky, so he makes Joy hang out with her as a friend. Later, when Rahul tells Joy that he likes Milky, the expression on Joy's face is complicated. Has Joy fallen for Milky? Is that part of the many things that make him blow up in Rahul in a later scene? For all her sophistication, for all her world travels, Milky too is confused. At one point, she lashes out at Rahul that he cannot dictate what she can or cannot do because he is not a husband. And yet, she wants to do things to make him like her, things that she would not have otherwise done. Had Rahul not been in the room with other guys, and had she not seen the sour look on his face, maybe she would have had the beer that was offered to her. The fact that adolescence is complicated is the generic narrative of the film, but these characters and their very unique complications makes it all very specific. Rohit Saraf has a clean, almost transparent face that looks like it is still being formed, and his whole persona is a shivering mess of awkwardness. He carries the film beautifully. I could have lived without the awkward and cliched framing device of a famous alum played by a famous star who visits the school and narrates these events to a bunch of boys. These boys are being punished for things very similar to the ones this man did while in school. This man, of course, is the grown-up Rahul. He now says things like, time ka value uske beetne ke baad hi pata chalta hai. He adds that these are the best years of life. I don't know. I like to wallow occasionally in nostalgia, but I like to think that the best is still to come. If you think that the best years are behind you, how will you motivate yourself to get out of bed? But such is the subgenre, and Wo Bhi Din The is a good example of it. It's simple, it's sweet, it makes you smile, it makes you sad, it makes you recall a part of yourself even if you've never been to Jamshedpur. And that's it about Wo Bhi Din The. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galata Plus and see you soon at the movies.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
GUVI, a vernacular edutech brand, skilling everyone everywhere.